And welcome back, everyone. Joining us this morning, Kaylee Place and Mandy. So thank you for coming in and joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
You know what I think is interesting, Kaylee, is you were telling us, because I said, well, Mandy, she's got the harness on and everything else. What does she get to do outdoorsy with you?
Mandy is actually a ski joring dog.
Okay.
She has a sister, Josie, and we go out along the trail in Harvey and just kind of check things out.
Nice.
And they pull me on my cross-country skis, so.
And I think that what's interesting is that, if I were to look at her just walking down the street, I would not think that this is a dog that does ski joring. And I've seen some of the dogs that are on some of the teams for the UP 200, and they don't look like your typical sled dogs.
Yeah, I think one thing you'll notice with sled dog racing at this point and just recreational racing, people are they seem to be moving a little bit more away from the traditional Siberian Husky, and they have dogs that almost look kind of houndy, things like that. And those are your Alaskan Huskies like you have on the screen here. So, but yeah, some of them look like German short hair pointers.
Yeah, they don't look like what most people would think of the big long furry animals and everything. Now I have to ask, the UP 200 coming up, the people who've been working with the dogs, you've got good groups of volunteers in there, but more volunteers are needed. What kind of positions are you still needing help in?
We are really looking for people right now in Marquette and Alger counties to kind of supplement our road crossings, to join us for crowd control, different things like that. If you're interested in doing something, we will find a place for you.
Now, if a person says, boy, I really want to help, but let's be honest, some people are very afraid of dogs. Are there jobs that they can do that keeps them away from the dogs, but they can still be a part of the event?
Certainly. We're always, like I said, looking for people to help with crowd control, and certainly the dogs are present in that environment.
Right.
You aren't specifically handling them or working directly with them. And then, of course, we have merchandise, silent auction. We're always looking for people to join us there. So, and those are indoor activities where there's not really any pets around except for our mascot on occasion.
And the mascot's a sweetie. and what's also nice with the indoor ones is some people may be saying, well, I'm not physically able to get outdoors and be a volunteer.
Yep.
So there's room there also.
Yeah, and we're, like I said, we will never turn a volunteer away.
Wonderful. Now, Kaylee, if they want to volunteer, how can they get a hold of you and be a part of the UP 200?
They can contact Anna Sanford. She is our volunteer coordinator, and I believe you have her phone number and email address, and you can track us down on Facebook. We check that pretty regularly. So.
Okay, is there going to be a deadline for the for volunteers to get involved so people have an idea of what their timeline is looking like?
I think ideally we would like to hear from people by Wednesday or Thursday, but when I started volunteering with this race, it was the night before and I was 10 years old and they found a place for me. So
nice. Perfect. All right, well, thank you for coming in and letting us know a little bit more about what's going on with the 200, about the changing look of the dogs and how you can be a part of it. Be active and get out there. It really truly is one of those events that is so great because of the volunteers.
It is. It makes it all possible, and we so appreciate it.
Super. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of volunteers, we've got a volunteer in Sochi, Russia. Gordon McLean is there, not only volunteering for stats, but he also had volunteered to help us out. And we're going to be checking in to find out a little bit more about what's happening over there in just a moment.